Good start. Back-to-back titles for Spencer Rattler. To Bohannon for the win. Ball is down. The kick on the way. Hurling down the middle and good. 1 second remains.
All right, welcome back to Nebraska Hawk's Nest. I have kind of a different type of guest today, somebody that's extremely talented, has a really cool craft that he does that I don't think too many other people do. This is Sean Purdy from Pigskin Lids, makes a lot of really cool custom football helmets. You can find him on Facebook, Instagram, Sean Purdy. So Sean spelled S-E-A-N. So a little bit different there, so you can find him. Sean, thanks for taking time to talk to us, man.
Yeah, and S-E-A-N is the original spelling, so all those other guys that
All right.
they don't count. So
they're knockoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
all
man.
Right.
Thanks for having me. Watching the intro video and that Duncan blowing kisses, man. That's epic.
I love that.
Great.
That's amazing. Yeah, I want to have like a big mural of that down in my basement. It's
right?
one of my favorite moments ever.
Yeah, for sure. So
yeah. I've ordered a couple helmets from you in the past, and I know I've really noticed on social media, you're really starting to get a following. People, I've had people message me and say, "Hey, look what this guy made for me." And it's always you every single time. And they're these awesome helmets. They're super detailed. You can tell you have an attention to detail. I'm a pretty, type A guy when it comes to this stuff. And all the helmets that I've gotten from you have been immaculate, like perfect, just like the on the field ones. Very, very similar. Wanted to talk to you about maybe a little bit of the process that goes behind making some of these helmets. The first one I really wanted to talk about is one of my favorites, like you'd referred to, the woodshed helmet, when we just laid it down on Ohio State when they came into Kinnick and smashed them. I got it right here. Maybe the most beautiful helmet ever. I love this thing.
See, that one's actually carbon fiber. Originally, I couldn't get the print that they actually wore, so I did that version of it, and I've got that version myself. I made the other one. I got the other one made with the other print, and then somebody offered me more than I could refuse for it. Okay. I'm actually getting another one made now, but yeah, I dig that carbon fiber though. I've always been a fan of the carbon fiber.
Yeah, so it looks awesome. How did you go about making that?
It starts out the hydro dipped helmets, and for anybody that doesn't know what hydro dip is, hydrographics, it's a heck of a process. Something I can paint, but I don't to do the custom stuff like that. My guy has walked me through it, and I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But they lay a film in the water, and a lot of painting goes into it first, and they have to dip it in halves. Wow. So to get everything to line up, to get that carbon fiber to line up, or whatever pattern to line up, and then whatever the process is after that, it's pretty wild. I've got to use brand new helmets or nearly new helmet, because everything comes out in it real easy if there's a nick or something.
Okay. Tell me about some of the helmets that you're working on right now. Is there any cool projects, anything different?
I'm working on, I just finished up here. This one was kind of a cool one I came up with, and
I saw that one online. That's really cool.
I had these. I'm always looking for different decals. Somebody might be interested in. I picked up a couple sets of those probably a year ago.
Okay.
And, been wanting to use them, and a Colts fan got a hold of me. Our little Jersey pusher, Chris Joslin. he got a hold of me. He's like, man, let's do something different. I'm like, well, I already got this helmet painted. I've got these decals. I think it'd look pretty rad. So,
Yeah.
we went with it and it turned out great. I'm not a, I'm not a Colts fan.
Yeah.
I miss them, but I mean, I dig it.
They've had a lot of Hawks play there, so I've rooted for them in the past just for that reason alone.
Yeah, there've been a lot of great Hawkeyes played there.
Yeah,
that's been a good place for Iowa to go.
Yeah,
to, so.
Yeah, some of the best for sure. And I got to tell you, I tried to before I ordered helmets from you, I tried to make my own custom helmet one time, and it turned out like complete crap. So and it looked awful. It looked like a 5-year-old tried to do it. I tried to spray paint it, and it had the drip marks, and it just looked like crap. So I just threw it away and got rid of it. So I'm really glad I found you to be able to make some of these things.
Don't feel bad, because there's days where I'm like, how long have you been doing this again? Because this is horrible.
Oh, it's a talent, dude. You really got a great talent. And if people get on social media and look you up, you got a million good references. I've never heard one bad thing. So that's a testament to you really, having attention to detail and working hard. This is another one of my favorites that I got done from you too. Yeah. I love this thing. Yeah. Tell me how a process for that one, I'm guessing maybe is a little bit easier.
Yes and yes and no. The process for the hydro for me is easier because, like I said, I try and get a brand new helmet. So I got to so I don't have to paint it or do anything to it. I just have to take the warning decals off, stuff like that, disassemble, ship it off. I usually have to paint the mask, get it back, put it back together. That helmet there, the majority of the helmets that I get have been used. I get them from high schools. I've got some other suppliers. I've got one guy he's been building since the 80s. I mean, this dude, wow. I go down and every time I go get helmets from him, I have to go to his basement because it's amazing. Gamers and helmets he's made himself. It blows me away. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
What's like the coolest helmet, like your favorite one that in your collection that you have? Is there one that you're like, okay, I'll never sell this no matter what. This is my favorite.
My favorite helmet, and I'm getting it made again right now because we did it before just to try it out, and I sold it, and I'm getting another one made. It's the San Diego State Aztecs.
Oh, that's a cool logo.
Their Aztec calendar. I wish I had the helmet because, pictures do it no justice because he's got to do metallic and candy, and there's 3 or 4 different colors it goes into making this thing. And especially in the sun, it just pops.
Yeah.
I lived in San Diego as a kid, so I've always kind of had a thing for San Diego State there. And
it's a beautiful city.
Yeah, it is. And, I even schools I absolutely hate, I respect their helmet game, And it's sad there's some schools out there that they have some of the raddest helmets. I was talking to somebody today, Kansas. They put out some really cool helmets, but their team, like when they beat I can't remember who they beat last year or the year before, and they stormed the field and there's still more players on the field than there were fans. I was like,
yes.
But they've got some pretty cool helmets.
Yeah, they're terrible. I thought when Les Miles was going to go there, they were going to go like straight up and start doing better. And they started to do better, and then they tanked again last year. But they had that metallic Jayhawk on the side of their helmet. That's pretty sweet looking.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Have you gotten any like weird requests where you're like, oh, that's a little odd. I don't think I can do anything like that.
Probably the biggest problem, and when I used to build cornhole boards, this was also a problem. Somebody sent me a picture, and it was a computer generated set of boards or a computer generated helmet. And I'm like, yeah, there's no way I can make that.
Yeah.
And, something just crazy colors, and I get stuff like that, or there's just some that I just don't want to do. They just be too much of a pain, or finding decals is the hardest part.
Probably kind of like the two-toned one that I ordered from you that you're like, oh, I don't
Yeah,
want to do this one, but
yeah,
God,
the
that's
one
a sick helmet.
I'm super excited about it.
Oh,
Thing
well,
that yellow, that yellow that I use is just so temperamental. Um,
yeah,
if it's humid, I just is it gonna
yeah.
turn out right, or it just all around it's just temperamental.
Well, that's why we're giving you some free advertising today, getting your name out there. Because man, Sean, you really do have a freakish talent. The stuff that you do is so good. I've always thought it was cool when we've had for Nebraska Hawks as people message the page and be like, "You should have a Nebraska Hawks Nest helmet." I got a guy that can do that, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, who's your guy?" Sean Purdy. Every time. It's you're really building a name for yourself, man. So.
I appreciate
Um,
that.
yeah, and keep up the awesome work. I'm excited to get my next helmet. I'm building an addiction, so you're gonna have job security probably for me alone. So this will be my third Sean Purdy helmet that I have that I'm pretty excited about, no pun intended. So yeah, it's gonna be sweet. I'll have to do a whole episode just with my helmets that you've made for me here eventually.
I've actually had wives contact me like, if my husband wants to order another helmet, you got to tell him no. Like,
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It's
or
addicting.
there was one this year, a guy, Iowa State fan. He's bought he's bought several helmets from me, but his wife contacted, she's like, I want to get him a helmet for Christmas. Okay, well, and I was like, well, he was actually just talking to me about this. So coordinating that, and he ended up, something else came up, and he ordered a different helmet, a tribute for his dad. And so then I made this helmet, and then right before Christmas, he ordered a different helmet. So he's sitting there, opens his gift to a Christmas present to himself, pretty much. He's got this helmet, and his wife's like, this, and here's another helmet. So yeah, it's fun, but yeah, I've had a few significant others contact me like, you cannot do this anymore. Like, well,
if my wife reaches out to you, just ignore her. Just
okay.
don't even open it up. Act like you didn't see it. Just block her. She's pretty cool though, so she knows I have a Hawkeye obsession.
Right on. Yeah, I'll just call it spam.
Yeah, there you go. Went to my spam folder. I don't know, but if anyone's trying to want to get a really cool custom helmet, just about any team. You can reach out to Sean on Facebook, Sean Purdy, and then on Instagram, Pigskin Lids, which I think is a really cool name. I think that's the name of the company we should run with. That's a pretty sweet name. So,
actually didn't come up with that. A customer, and I've met some really cool people doing this and all over the country. And this cat's actually over in Nebraska, and the stories he tells me about the Nebraska fans, how he treats him and his family, just blows my mind. Not surprised, but blows my mind.
yeah.
But I was like, dude, I got to come up with a name. And we're going on and on, and we're going back and forth. And he actually said that. I'm like, I like that. I think we'll have fun with that. So I wish I could claim that I came up with it, but it was all him.
Yeah, well, maybe one of these days you're gonna have your own Facebook page for it and all kinds of stuff. But it's a growing business, and so we wanted to make sure that we shine the spotlight on you a little bit and got people in contact with you that are looking for a helmet. And just make sure you do mine first before anybody else. Okay. All right, man. Thanks a lot for joining us, and really, really appreciate it. Go Hawks, and keep up the great work, man.
Just like the walk-on say, Hawks by a million.
Absolutely.
Love that podcast.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, man. You take care.
All right. We'll talk to you later.